Okay, got my material set up, so I'm going to start cutting pieces for the rear and also a few pieces for the sides. If you can ever cut multiple pieces in at the same time for different components at the same measurement, do it. Okay, so first things first, let's do a trim cut because factory edges are never square, even though they may look like it. So I'm just going to shave a hair off to square up that end. Trim cut done. So now I need 6 pieces at 4 1/4. So I'm going to measure one, clamp it, and then set my backstop. So that way I don't have to measure 6 times. And that way they'll be the same size. So 4 1/4. Clamp it in. Check again. Clamp in my backstop. And cut away. I need one at 2 11/16. Okay, mark that one off the list. 2 at 78 inches. Okay, there are my 78. So now I'm going to miter the corners for the exterior of the frame. So I have all of my square cuts done. So now I will adjust to the saw. So with this, I really don't need to do a trim cut because the first cut will cut out the factory edge anyway. That looks pretty nice. Okay, so I need 81 inches. So when I miter corners, I cut one way and then I need to rotate so that way I don't have to keep on shifting the saw. I can set it at 45 in one direction and leave it there. I shift the material, not the saw. We're looking for 81 and a 32nd. That's close enough in my book. So now I need another one. So same as before, just a hair over 81. That is just fine. And now I need 2 that are 17 1/4. These will also be mitered. Will be the short ends of the exterior of the framework. 17 1/4. One more to go. And then we can start putting this piece together. 17 1/4 on the money now. Perfect. Okay, let's go get everything set up. We'll tack this piece together, put it in place, and then measure for the side panels. Let's lay this out, clamp it all together, and then get her tacked. The Fireball squares, these things are awesome. These little tabs you've got lay flat on top of the piece to be sure that all pieces are flat and you can clamp to them. These things are awesome. If you don't have any, I suggest you get some. So I'm going to take the end of that clamp and mark it up to the inside of that miter. It's flush on top. Clamp it down. Usually when you get these things all clamped together with these squares, I've had them, it's usually, it's square. There's no need to do any adjusting. I'm sure it'll prove me wrong though since I'm recording. So many clamps. Just push it up. That way it meets. The miter edge looks pretty good already. But you know what I forgot to do? Forgot to knock down these crusty edges. Okay, I got an aluminum only flap disc. Don't ever mix and mingle between steel and aluminum because it'll contaminate the aluminum. So be sure, you know, it's only been aluminum on this. So I'm just gonna knock these edges down real quick just to get that little crap off that's left over from the saw. Now let's clamp. Okay, while it's clamped, I am gonna check for square. Sometimes this works, sometimes this doesn't. So I'm at 83. And we're at 82 and 15/16. So there you go. Now what I'm also going to do is take a smaller piece and clamp it to the underside of my framework, so that way I can just lay the pieces in and they'll stay there versus trying to hold them up. Let's unclamp and do a fit. Okay, so there's our test fit. It is in. It fits good. It's a little snug, but that's okay. I'd rather have it be a little snug than really floppy. So now we can start building off the side pieces here and here, now that I have a stationary piece for the back, because the measurements were going to kind of change just kind of depending on where this one landed. I have to admit that I lost the clips of me cutting the side panel pieces. So that is missing, but as you can see, I cut them because I am welding all three panels into place. This elapsed speed is 100 times faster than it took. So this welding portion took about 2.5 hours.